Okay, we're going to look at processing the wages journal and regarding the depreciation journal in two separate cases that way. In this particular area, we're going to look at the depreciation journal. Now, journals are all the same case. In processing journals, it's nominal codes you're looking at, it's the journal entry you're actually looking at, and you're actually looking to refer to, so put in your references, say wages or depreciation, as the case may be, regarding posting date and putting your details good that way. Now, in deal with this regard, you have actually issues that way. Now, in the question you get given that way, and there will be one new asset case to deal with. However, be very, very clear on it. The asset can either be a exam the issues can either be through a lease or through an invoice or a purchase that way. And it's critically important that you actually identify which it is, because as in the questions and all due to it, if it is through a lease, okay, then you have a situation that it will look at regarding what's actually going on and actually happening. So if it's a lease, it's across the 30 6 months or 48 months or 60 months that way. If it is actually any other method, it is going to be as the rules tell you regarding. So for example, motor vehicle 10% straight line details that way. Now, the depreciation journal is actually quite easy, because there is a way to actually pull up most of it. Okay, if I go to my nominal codes and actually pull up my total fixed assets, press the post loss sign on that and find one of the assets there. So here, for example, we go to my office equipment and expand out that regard, go to it, and I see my depreciation, okay, over here, my cumulative depreciation. If I click on that and look at the activity side of it, I actually see that the examiner here in site has processed 2 months prior to that. So June and July have already been processed, and I see the amount has not actually changed. So if I take any of these reference notes, so for example 224, okay, and close it and go to my transactions, and as I said, scale up or down regarding to find it, or just do my search option here, because I'm not going to do the search option because I'm going to be looking for a number of transactions. And there's 224. Now if I look around it, I actually see from 219, okay, to 226, I actually have my depreciation for all the existing assets. It doesn't include the new asset that you're told that way. As I said, either through a loan, through a lease, or through a purchase invoice that way. Now, to actually make it easy for myself when I go to it, I can actually print a report of that. So auto click, settle auto drill option, brief, preview. You can run to printer in that way by preview, so you can actually see it on the screen. Run. Okay, and it pulls up details and all of that, and I'm going to put in my transactions so I want transactions from 219, okay, to transaction 226. Hit OK, and I turn on the details now. This situation here, return that way. Here's my details now, so I can say print it, send it to my printer, that way. I guess we'll go through deal this is not going to be one of my reports that I'm going to be submitting in the exam, okay, and effectively all I have to do is actually input this plus the new transaction. So close that, back to my nominal codes, back to my journal entry, and with my printout that you see me just printing, because I'm literally just going to put it in again. So it's depreciation as my reference, 31st of the 8th, 2015, and then put it in, and it's literally case of the debit, okay, depreciation, August, all T9, okay, 533.33, then because it was going to be 0041, depreciation, 533.33, okay, and literally all I am doing is I am posting in the numbers from that report that I showed you a few moments ago. Okay, I said, and it tells you on the debit, JD for debit, JC for credit, okay, so it's no what's the real issue, we go to it. In case it turned into that, because that's 109.17. Right, okay, 0031, 109.17, okay, guess what's done, 8005, sorry, 8005, last one off my report, now because you're dealing with 208.33, okay, and because it's 0036, okay, 208. Now, the case is literally my report, because in that case, for my transactions, because of that way, I will need to insert a new asset, and I need to look at which category asset it is. So where did you process the new asset in? Was it office equipment? Was it computer? Was it motor vehicle? What it was? So let's say, for argument's sake, it was because a new computer, because of computer equipment. Therefore, regarding guess what's that, I just enter in guess what's that, my new details. New asset, okay, and turn the because it's a put through customer stuff, and you put in your figure that way. Be careful on the calculation. If it is a lease, it is the cost of the asset divided by the number of months that the lease exists on. Similarly, you can do in regards to the loan. So if the loan is for, or lease is for 5 years, that's 5 by 12, that's 60 months, divide the cost by 60. Right? If it is purchased, guess it that way, through a case of any other method other than lease, guess what time was such as an invoice, a check, or anything go through that way, then guess what, it will follow the normal rules. It will follow the 10% straight line, 20% reducing balance, 15% straight line or reducing balance, whichever case in total question. Okay, well, in this case the situation, because I just putting in, because I said that way, 800 and 0036. Okay, right, and turn that, and that's it regarding and save. That's because the wages journal, and because what's usually because of quite high in marks, 5-6% regarding because it regularly go through it. So it because what's something easy enough to deal with.